Paulo Costa is seemingly looking for a bump in pay after this weekend, or as much as his UFC 278 co-main event opponent Luke Rockhold has been talking about a myriad of issues facing fighters. Paulo Costa is also drawing attention to his own displeasure.
You know, I really don't know. This is a great company. I'm glad for everything, but I'm not happy. Everybody knows with my contract. I'm happy to be here, to do what I want to do, what I love to do. But I think that the contract is very ultrapassado. Como é que fala ultrapassado?
Yeah, outdated.
Updated. You need to update that quickly. Maybe this was necessary a couple fights ago.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is the fight where
sorry, just to clarify. So I don't know my future. I need to talk. You know, I have a lot of good opportunities outside as well. I love boxing. Everybody knows that. So let's see. But it's a very good company.
Ali Abdelaziz believes that his client Kamaru Usman was robbed at the 2022 ESPYs when Charles Oliveira was announced the best MMA fighter of the year.
And first, the ESPY, he got robbed. You know, he's the fighter of the year, in my opinion. He's the fighter of the century, in my opinion. And I managed so many great fighters. You know, the way Kamaru, consistency, his strength of the schedule, and he's a busy champion. Last year he fought 3 times. You know. And I think right now, Dana said he's the greatest welterweight of all the time. I believe he is. And I feel, listen, I feel he's the greatest of all the time now because 16-fight winning streak in the UFC. The guy never got caught by USADA, never cheated. You know, all those other guys, they cheated. You know, everybody who's in Dana mentioned their name, they cheated. You know, he mentioned Connor's name. Like, you know, I love Dana, I respect Dana. But, you know, that was crazy. Like, how are you going to mention a guy who been finished 4 or 5 times in the UFC, or 4 times, right? 4 times. You know, he's not even in the top 10 of the greatest of all the time.
John McCarthy agreed with Dana White, insisting that Khamzat be next up for a shot at the title if he manages to overcome Nate Diaz next month.
Very simply put, I think Dana is telling the truth that if Mr. Chimaev can get a win against Nathan Diaz, he will get the next title shot, whoever comes out on top with Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. If, however, Nate Diaz gets a win against Mr. Chimaev, I don't think you're going to be seeing any title shots handed out. I don't think there's going to be any kind of thing like that because, let's be honest, he's not going to be under contract. He can go and do the boxing he wants, and Nate's all about Benjamins. He's not about titles.
It just lets you know that Dana's already expecting Chimaev to win. That's all. He's already just counting the Benjamins himself, going, look, I'm expecting Chimaev to win this fight. Nate's going to be gone. Got a lot of love for him. He's made me a lot of money. He's going to carry on into his next chapter. I'm going to ride this young pony, Chimaev, all the way into the finals of making a lot of money.
Leon Edwards is looking extremely sharp ahead of his welterweight title showdown against defending champion Kamaru Usman at UFC 278 this Saturday. Rocky recently shared a video on Instagram where he is seen cracking the pads and demonstrating some lightning-quick slicing elbows in the gym. DC asked Rockhold why he wanted to fight Paulo Costa so badly, especially since Costa is not too far removed from being one of the most feared contenders in the division. Rockhold dished on how this element is motivating to him.
Champ, you know, when you were calling for the Costa fight, even me as a friend was like, I don't understand why this was the matchup you wanted so bad. What was the thing that made you look at Costa and say, I want to fight this dude? Is it something that you dislike about him, or is it something in the matchup? Like, what is it about Paulo Costa, who to me, when I was watching him on his ascent, was one of the most scary dudes in the world?
Yeah.
What was it about him that made you go, that's the guy I want?
I mean, who likes Paulo Costa? Come on.
So it's just because you don't like him?
I mean, no, but I mean, like realistically, come on, the guy's just. But really, truly, like him, yeah, he scares me. You know, he's one of the top elite guys, and for me, you know me, I'm always going straight for the jugular. I don't mess around. I don't want to mess around. I'm 37 years old, And I'm gonna come back to do this thing. I'm gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And I need a guy that's gonna get me up out of bed. It's gonna scare me into working my ass off.
Yeah.
Into pushing myself to be the best I can be. And
Yeah.
And Paulo Costa is that guy. And then also adversity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Adversity makes a man. And I've dealt with adversity in the past, and I can see this man reaching adversity with two people at this different point, this time. So it's a testament of our true characters as a man. And as we get closer, I don't question myself. I don't need this. Like I said, I want this.
Well, I know.
And it's like, and I got nothing to lose. I've done everything. And it's a scary man. It's scary to fight a guy that's got nothing to lose.
And Costa looks like he's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah,
he looks ready to go. He looks thin. He looks like he's been working hard.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
But I don't see it.
You don't think so?
No. I don't.
What do you see in him?
I just see myself. I see myself, and I see this fight, building and getting closer and closer. And I'm not, like I had some points where I question myself in training camp. You get injuries and
yeah, it's always scary.
Fuck, it's a little scary, It's like, but now here at Fight Week, I'm not questioning anything I'm doing and where I'm at.
Yeah.
We all think that we're experts on Nate, and we all think that we know what's going on with Nate, but Nate is not as clear as you think. So when Dana says this is the number one contendership, possibly anything is possible, that's what he's talking about. He is even talking about the possibility of getting Nate Diaz back, of having a different conversation, having something different to offer Nate. But before he's going to have that offer, and he's going to need to see Nate defeat Chimaev. Okay. What do you do if you're the rest of the 70-pounders? If that's the match that's looked at, a 12-1 spread, if that's the match that's being looked at, what do you do if you're Colby thinking about coming back, or you're Masvidal thinking about coming back, or you're Gilbert Burns and you've done everything right?
Paddy Pimblett recently told the press that he is currently around 200 pounds, which has caused concerns within the combat sports world. Dana White is seemingly one of those parties, with the UFC president stating that Pimblett's weight gain could hinder his career.
170 easy.
Sure. And then this past weekend in San Diego, I think one of the biggest pops of the night was when Paddy Pimblett walked into the arena. People were chanting, "Oh, Paddy the baddie." I'm just wondering, when you signed him, did you expect him to have this big of an impact?
Yeah, I think that we knew that he was right there on the cusp of being a big star. You never know how somebody's really going to come over, until it happens. But yeah. We knew that he was going to be big.
And he was talking about possibly fighting in December.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
He's going to have to lose some weight.
Actually, what do you make of his weight fluctuation? He said he was 200 pounds on Saturday night. What do you make of the fact that he blows up and blows down in between fights?
It's not good for you. I mean, we all know that. We know that fluctuating and cutting that much weight is very bad. And it definitely doesn't prolong your career. It's tough on your body and your organs and stuff like that. But listen, he's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do. It makes it tough for us too, because when we're in the matchmaking room, we want to throw together a fight. Maybe we could throw him on a card in a month and a half. It hurts us too. We have to be very specific when we plan fights for him, because he's nowhere near close to weight. And what you don't want to do is put that kind of pressure on him to cut that much weight in that short amount of time. So
is that the sort of thing as well, that if you did do that and then he missed weight, you can imagine the crazy backlash about it, right? Like, oh, you blew up so much and then you missed weight. You don't want that to happen to him either, right?
I really don't give a shit about backlash, but I care more about him and his health and safety than backlash.
Do you ever have do you think you'll one day have a conversation with him about, like, okay, you're now getting older? That's
none of my business, man. That's all up to him. If this guy, likes food, listen, he's preaching to the preacher over here. I like food too, so I get it.
Get him on Fuck It Friday.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's totally up to him, man. It's his life, it's his career, it's his body. He can do whatever he wants.